Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba on location in Laguna Beach, California. I've got Jon Vandermosten. He is a senior biotech analyst for Zacks Small Cap Research. Jon, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
My pleasure. All right, you wanted to talk about the top 5 deals for the second quarter of 2018, right?
I sure did. So yeah, we've seen we've seen a lot of big deals go through for the year, and one of the top names was Grail. And what Grail is doing, they are actually working on a blood test to detect cancer, and the blood test works by detecting DNA fragments that are in your circulation. They actually raised $300 million in a Series B round from several, again, Chinese venture capital firms. They're really getting in there, finding the good deals. So this is very important because some cancers, such as ovarian cancer and pancreatic cancer, are very hard to detect early. In fact, usually when you find out that you have them, it's too late. So tests like this, Grail's blood test, can really make a huge difference in terms of early diagnosis of some of these very difficult cancers. So, again, they've raised $300 million in the second quarter and about $1.5 billion total since 2016. So they've had a lot of capital come in, and this money is funding their clinical trials, where they have about 73,000 participants right now. Another big receiver of venture capital is Allogene Therapeutics, and they also received $300 million. Their area of focus is in CAR-T. Our viewers may remember our show we did last year where we talked about CAR-T. That was a big focus area. Two big drugs were approved in the late last summer of last year in this area, which was Kymriah and Yescarta. So these two drugs were, they were the first of a class, and we're all very excited about what they might achieve. And just as a reminder for everyone, so the CAR-T therapy, the autologous therapy, which means it comes from the self, actually takes the body's cells out, processes them in the lab, and then brings them back. So the great thing about Allogene Therapeutics is that they are actually, they have an allogenic approach. And what that means is it's applicable to everyone. It can be used with everyone. And this has several advantages relative to the current CAR-T therapies that are available because, number one, you can use it right away. You don't have to process it, take it out, process it, and bring it back. And number two, it's a lot less expensive. And that's one of the problems that many have seen with Kymriah and Yescarta is that they're very costly. They're very costly therapies because of all the processing that's needed and the individual focus. So if this company can get their allogenic CAR-T out there, it could really be a game changer for the CAR-T space.
You wanted to talk about Tempest.
Yeah, Tempest. That's another one that we had actually mentioned before. So they are working on cancer as well. And what they're trying to do is very complex. They're trying to use artificial intelligence to combine outcomes, combine the drugs, and also a patient's DNA to come up with a very tailored approach to disease. So what they need to make this AI system work is to have a lot of data. So what they need to do is have access to patient outcomes, and what they have the AI do is align all of these things together and find out what has worked. And what it does is it helps physicians, oncologists come in and actually pick the right treatment the first time. And this has so many benefits in terms of cost, reduces the cost. In terms of rapidity of action, I mean, if they pick the right one the first time, then the patient doesn't have to go back. And then also on the safety side, because they're not using therapies that don't work well in certain patients. So there could be, Tempest could show a dramatic improvement in the way that cancer drugs are used and successfully administered.
Bring us up to speed on PillPack.
So PillPack, yes, this is another one that we've talked about before. They have a great service where they provide prepackaged drugs for delivered to the home for patients who need them. And if you're only taking one drug, a statin or something, you can just take it out of the bottle. But for some individuals, they have very complex drug regimens, which there's one pill you take twice a day, one you take once a day, one you take with a meal, one without. And what they do is they individually package each one of these drug regimens. So all you have to do is look at the date and the time on the pack, tear it open, take it, and you're done. It makes it easy for patients with complicated regimens. And we had mentioned these before because Walmart was actually quite interested in acquiring this venture capital-backed company. However, Amazon actually came in and bought them for a reported $1 billion+. And on that same day when they were bought, you saw the PBMs and the drugstores sell off pretty sharply because they're all afraid of what might happen if Walmart is able to. If Amazon is able to make some headway in drug delivery. And another interesting side note that I'll mention about PillPack and Amazon. And we don't know if this will ever come to pass, but we always hear about Amazon and drones delivering products. Well, drugs, pharmaceuticals would probably be one of the more likely areas where that would work because there's a high dollar to weight ratio there, and where rapidity of delivery is important. It could potentially be the first area where they use drones to deliver if that.
Okay. John, thanks for being the guest on the show today. We'll be back with more information about biotech in 2018 and in the future with Jon Vandermosten, Senior Biotech Analyst with Zacks Small Cap Research.